Long snap. It's a handoff to Ray. No, Trey kept it. Beautifully done by Trey Lance. He's so good, like Lamar Jackson in Baltimore, at holding it at the mesh point. But Ray took it wide, and then Trey's down.
Yep.
Trey's on his back as he took the handoff there, and Trey Lance
Willis
hurt.
hit him, and it's not good. He tried to get up, and then immediately you could see by his body language there is an issue, and he went straight back down to his back. The trainer's working on him now.
So Jimmy Garoppolo begins to warm up on the sideline. Trey Lance flat on his back, and Jimmy Garoppolo warming up on the sideline. So high drama here in the home opener right away.
And our good friend Greg Papa will join us at 8 o'clock on Friday. Again, Matt Barrows will join us in 30 minutes from The Athletic, who's got all the details on this from inside and outside the locker room. Greg Papa had no idea, nor could he at the time. Like I said, high drama. It was the worst. It was the highest of drama.
Yeah.
You know, the aircast went on. And that was it. And that's Trey Lance's season. It is a nightmare scenario on the surface. Now, you have to do the disclaimers because this is Sports Talk Radio and people take things out of context. I am gutted that I can think that the 49ers in the immediate are a better team with Jimmy Garoppolo as the quarterback, and also be gutted that Trey Lance is injured and think that it's bad for the 49ers. By the way, nobody should ever be happy somebody's injured. But I also can understand people being out there going, well, it sucks that he's injured, but maybe this was the best case scenario because they weren't going to pull him and he wasn't going to get it done. They just don't have confidence in Trey Lance after, 2 starts, 3 starts. And maybe Trey Lance will be better next year. Although now you start thinking, well, okay, what if Jimmy Garoppolo wins the Super Bowl this year? Good problems to have. Those problems are Kyle Shanahan's now.
It's tough. You feel for someone so bad. It's it's a sad moment, but you don't have time to sit there and think about it. You got to get right back to the game. And I thought the guys did a real good job of that, but and we were real happy about the win, but it was a little sombering once you get in the locker room.
Yeah, I'll bet. Now, of course, social media is a blast. There were a number of folks upset at Kyle Shanahan.
Yes.
You're running Trey Lance like a running back. You're running him. He mentioned Josh Allen. The Trey Lance is not built like Josh Allen, at least not right now. And that Kyle was setting Trey Lance up. Not trying to injure him.
But obviously raising the potential of it.
There were people saying he was being what irresponsible, too aggressive with Trey Lance's rushing opportunities.
You guys watch other teams in this league, and Buffalo does it all the time with their quarterbacks. Pretty normal play. It's part of football, and it's unfortunate that he hurt his ankle on it. But it's very normal ran play.
Okay. There's the Josh Allen comparison. I mean, yeah.
That's where I take issue with him saying it's normal. Okay, like you said, there's Josh. Who else does that? Who else is calling that play on a regular basis? Who else do we see rushing like that?
I mean, someone's going to say Lamar Jackson. But first off, Lamar Jackson or Trey Lance is not Lamar Jackson. Number one. And number two, Lamar Jackson is generally making his plays outside the tackles.
Mm-hmm. Baltimore's not running, Lamar into the quote unquote teeth of the defense.
I would also say, by the way, that not only is Trey Lance not as big and bulky yet as Josh Allen, I'm talking muscular and all that, but Josh Allen also has enough time in this league to send the fear of God into defenses with his arm that he has, we'll go back to mixed martial arts again. It's like if a guy is good on the ground and good standing up, when you have to worry about him rushing in and taking you to the ground. Well, Trey Lance's ground game, i.e. passing game, isn't there yet. So they're just looking for one thing, and they're loading up.
And the other side of that is Trey Lance has not taken a lot of NFL hits yet. Josh Allen's taken plenty.
Yeah.
Josh Allen is, I don't want to say his body's used to it so much. It's just like, dude, this kid did not play a lot of football in college.
Right.
He played one season and then I think one game the following year.
Yeah.
Didn't play much last year.
Yeah.
His body hasn't taken a lot of hits over the last few years. Your body has to get used to taking, especially at the NFL level. Those are grown men hitting you now. Maybe don't want to send him into right down the middle every single time. Let him take a couple hits on the outside. And it's already scary with Trey anyways, because he's already come out and said it. That's how I play football. I get hit. And it's like, man, kid, you're going to learn real quick that in the NFL, it don't work that way.
No, again, that's not for long.
Yeah.
When something like that happens, it is a shock. It is devastation. But it is also, and you kind of have to look at this. I think everybody can get past the disclaimers here pretty soon, if not right now, that you should not be happy. It's okay you should not be happy about Trey Lance going down. Also, I hope that everybody on the 49ers, so if the players feel this way, I think it's okay for the fans to feel this way. Hey, listen, this is devastating, but Trey Lance is not a part of the team now. He's not a part of the team. He's not with us. He's not part of the roster. We wish him well and can't wait to welcome him back next year. He's not a part of the team. We love Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, we were willing to, do the whole Trey Lance thing. We get it. And we trust Matt. Kyle Shanahan, we trust John Lynch. And we were all set to go. So if Trey Lance is going to be out, there's nobody on earth we'd rather walk into fire with than Jimmy Garoppolo. So it's time to stop worrying about Trey Lance. We're now 1-0 since Trey Lance went down. Let's make it 16-0. Let's go out next week. Because, by the way, they won against Seattle, and that's awesome. That's wonderful. But a couple things to keep in mind. Number one, Seattle's not a good team. Number two, the Niners are going into Mile High next week, which always sucks at the beginning of the year. It sucks anyway.
Yeah,
but it sucks at the beginning of the year. To take on a Broncos team on Sunday Night Football. And by the way, you're always going to have the advantage. And it's funny. This is what I guess it's not technically a name drop since you didn't know who it was, but Raymond Harris, who was with us, a former Bears back. We were talking about this very thing. And he said something that's so true. When a major player, like obviously a quarterback, there's nothing more major. When he gets hurt and somebody comes in that is different, i.e., if it's a running quarterback and a pocket quarterback comes in, or vice versa, whatever, the advantage in some cases in a weird way really does go to the offense, because the other team has spent all week rehearsing and prepping for the other guy and the other style. And now they've got to switch on the fly with no preparation. And sure, guys can do that, but it always throws the defense off a little bit. Denver is going to have an entire week now to scheme for nothing but Jimmy Garoppolo. They have film galore on him. You know what other teams didn't have a lot of? Film on Trey Lance. They had some, but again, there's no way to tell what he had developed into. They know what Jimmy is, and they're going to scheme exactly that. And I don't know what the line's going to be. I truly don't. But I honestly, there's a part. Is Denver going to be favored? I doubt it. But it would not shock me. Well, here we go. Right now, the line is even. I was going to say it wouldn't shock me. Honestly,
Denver does not look good right now.
But I think Denver's going to be favored in that game by the end of the week.
If they are, it'll be by like 2.5.
Oh, I agree. Oh, if not 1.5. I think it's going to be right around 1.5. I think it's going to be right around 1.5, and I think that's the right line. So I would calm down. I would understand that. Thank God they've got a couple of games to get Jimmy G acclimated, because you're taking on the Rams the week after that. You're back at it again with those guys. That's
going to be such an interesting going in, regardless of what happens in week 3, because the Rams don't look good. The NFC West, we were talking about, man, it's the Rams division with the Niners coming right back up. I'm not so sure it's the Rams division right now. 2 weeks in, I'm trying not to be Mr. Hot Takey guy, but they don't look good.
The NFC West?
Right now, the entire NFC West doesn't look great.
The problem is what kind of a vacuum are we dealing with? Like, I know that's why I'm saying it's 2 weeks in. I'm not trying to jump ahead. I know. It's so weird. I don't know. When you look at teams around the league, the Giants are 2-0, and I'm here for it. I truly am. The Dolphins are 2-0, and I am truly, truly here for it. I think Mike Tomlin, once again, is doing a phenomenal coaching job with God knows what he's got to deal with. I think the Chiefs did not look. I mean, on one hand, I think the Chiefs didn't look that great. On the other hand, they're probably playing a top 5 team in the NFL last week in the Chargers.
Yeah, and they're 2-0. And we saw them dismantle Arizona. The Chiefs, anybody who was writing off the Chiefs at the beginning of the year is already, I think, regretting that.
I
2 weeks into the season.
I completely agree.